Good morning, everybody. We're here.
Mm-hmm.
And there, let me say, I already have the wrong screen there. This is the La Honda house, uphill house. We're here.
Right here. He's there.
Like, yeah.
3 feet away. Sharing the same mic.
Trying to figure. So the audio should be okay, but we're sharing a mic again, so it's not going to be like it was before.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I've been here,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I can actually look at chat this way. I pull it out. New configuration, 2 screens for me, not 3 or 4, which is what I had before, and so I'm getting used to that, and a way that I can see the chat and talk to you folks. Yeah, let's just do this. So how is
let's say
everybody?
hi, Oz, Jeffrey. Who else is here? Barbara,
Hi.
Melissa. Yay. Dennis. Hi, guys. We've missed you. This is our first free Saturday morning we've had in a very long time. So it's, of course, so we do a show.
Yes. Yes. So it'll be short. We don't really have much to say because we've both been very disconnected from Bernie and what's going on. You know more about it than we do at this point. We've just been moving. We got back from Oregon when did we get back? Monday. Got back from Oregon Monday. So this is the first weekend where we really had to just chill and be here. The weekend before was the actual move, right?
Yeah. God. Don't even remind me of that. It was brutal, as moves are, but it's kind of like childbirth. You know, you're excited at the beginning, and it's horribly painful in the middle, and but at the end, it's worth it. So
Yeah.
that's where we are. We're in postpartum withdrawal.
Glad you remembered how to work everything. It's a little different. The setup's a little different, and the YouTube has a new live setup that's interesting. I'm getting used to. So, but yeah, other than that, not bad. All right, so what are we going to talk about? Let's switch back over to slides. The cover. Laura took that picture.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
Our neighbors.
Those are our neighbors. Those are the deer that are in the field to the left of the house as you look out the front door, and it's really been a great experience being up here and just seeing all sorts of wildlife everywhere. Wild turkeys,
Yes.
right?
Wild turkeys, frogs, California quail, hawks, owls, banana
Moles,
banana
banana slugs.
and gophers.
Here's a banana slug. I took a picture of this guy the other day. That's big.
Banana slugs are really big.
They're really big, yeah. And they leave big slug poop. I wasn't aware. Well, I mean, everything poops, right? But they crawl up the walls of the house and leave these giant, like, big,
Outside.
outside
the house.
outside the house. It's, but yeah.
He's
very
learning.
gross. Learning.
They're the mascot of UC Santa Cruz, which is nearby. They're the UC Santa Cruz banana slugs. So there you go.
Yeah, I think that's good. It's with all sorts of new stuff. The birds are amazing, and you can watch them just kind of take off and go down out into the valley from where. I'm gonna set up a cam that just looks straight out towards the ocean the way we do, so you can see how cool the view is, depending on when we go live. It's nice.
It's really nice. It's really quiet. From moving from the middle of a bustling little mountain town to up on the top of a hill is very nice, actually.
Slugs, well, some slugs suck. Other slugs we like better. I'm not really sure about whether we like or dislike the banana slugs. But
Banana slugs just kind of eat rotting material and stuff. They're not the kind that'll come and do terrible things to your tomatoes or stuff like that.
there you go. And leopard slugs, same way. We like leopard slugs. There are the other ones that nobody likes, and those are the ones that eat your fruit and vegetables and stuff that I had to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Russian River has banana slug races.
Oh, well, they're indigenous to the redwood forest, so anywhere there's redwood forest, you will find them.
Shreppy 5. Revelation, everything
Everything
poops. Yes. Big, deep discussions here.
Yeah. Oh, Dennis, I just saw what you said. Next summer you're going to college and study social studies, become a social worker. Fed
Nice.
up with working for corporations. Oh, yeah, corporations.
Slug slime is natural superglue. Is it really? Okay.
Yeah. You never get that off your hands.
That is totally. It does. It just stays. That's true. That is true. You go wash it off. It doesn't. You got to Use like isopropyl alcohol. Just really crank that shit. Yeah. Dennis says, I think it's a more useful thing than what I'm doing for the last decade.
Yeah.
All right. Well, having purpose, feeling like you're fulfilling some obligation, we understand.
Mm-hmm. And as we can attest, big change is good. And probably we should say something. This is the first broadcast we've done from here. It's also the first broadcast we've done on this channel since July, because we got shut down because of the Democratic Convention. So for those of you who are wondering what the hell is going on, it's a long story. But the short story is that John and I are now together in California, living together here in La Honda. Uphill House is what we've named place we're living. We're also working together at a company called Etheric Networks, which is a wireless internet service provider in San Mateo. And this all happened when John came down in August for Adriel Hampton's wedding. And we'll actually be talking about Adriel in a moment, because he's up to all kinds of interesting things. So anyway, so a lot of things happened really, really, really fast, including finding the job, falling in love, and finding this house, which was completely a gifted, unexpected blessing from the universe, and then having to get everything moved here. And we're living here with my son, who is a software developer and musician, and it works out amazing. And the two of them geek out over music recording stuff that I have no idea what they're talking about, and John gets to bake. So it's a win-win all around, and I know it's a lot of change for those of you who might not have heard it. So there you go.
That was a very quick and great summary.
Well, thank you.
Milo's cool with it. He's chilling.
Oh yeah. Oh, Milo and my cat get along great.
They do. Yeah, there's Milo on the couch, one of them, looking cute. Dropping this just for ratings.
Yes.
Expect to see some money show up in the super chat, since this is the channel with super chat.
I don't know. I don't see $1. Do you see super chat on there?
Did I not enable super chat? Is that somewhere I got to do in here? Whatever.
Oh well, that's okay.
That's okay.
It's not about the money. It's about you guys, and we've missed you, and we know that you've been super patient waiting for us to appear again, and we're still figuring out exactly what we want to do, but this show is certainly near and dear to our hearts, and we want to keep doing this.
Yes.
We've got a really exciting year coming up, and Bernie is going to be making California a big priority. We're going to have lots of opportunities to see Bernie.
Yeah. Actually, we are.
We are. And we've got a nice thing as our boss is, a huge Bernie supporter, and I'm sure he will be dragging us out to go to rallies whenever he's in town.
Yes. Trev B5 says, Cenk 2020, come on. How do we all feel about Cenk running for office?
I think it's an interesting development.
We gonna interview him?
You're so funny.
He wouldn't even. I doubt he'd come on.
No, I don't think so either.
He doesn't need the press. You guys still need money? Should I hit not pay well? We understand. So we don't need it. Definitely, Laura and I don't need it with the jobs we have and what we're doing here. However, this isn't just we don't even get any of the money that goes here. This goes to Larry and what Larry's doing in Oregon, which is very important. And they just did the event, the Burnstorm 2020 event, which cost a lot of money, and you guys helped support that, and that supported a whole bunch of candidates right across from Washington all the way down to California. So the money you donate here doesn't. We don't need any help doing this show. This is just for all of us to hang out on a Saturday and connect as a family. But it does help Larry, it does help Ashley, and it does help the other things that we're doing up with CCTV in Oregon, and we'll talk more about that. But thank you, Density McCartney.
Oh, so it does work.
It
the
does
dollar
work.
shows when you're in YouTube, but not when you've popped it out.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you. And I used to have a graphic that worked for that. I don't know if it's still loaded in here. I'll have to look. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Density, for that. I really appreciate that. So there's YouTube comments. There. Here we go. Right here. Bam. Somebody.
figured it out?
Okay,
Oh, there
it's
you
a
go.
little off center there, but
Hey, that works.
it's close.
That's cool.
Close. We
Thank
just
you,
gotta-
Dennis. That
Yeah,
was really,
thank
really
you.
kind.
Yeah, appreciate that. Give me a minute, I'll fix. Just gonna have to make everything smaller. Yeah, put this. Just gonna get rid of that.
Working out our technology,
Yeah,
here, folks.
you know.
Just while
Yeah.
you watch.
There. There.
There,
Fixed.
that looks
Right
good.
there. So now I can show
I'm
what you
leaning
guys are
over
saying.
because I'm looking at a separate monitor to look at that.
So, I'm just looking at your chat here, which is another way. You know, what all you been doing? Who's been going out to protest? Who's been watching the Bernie rallies? Tell us what you guys are doing, because we've been telling you what we're doing, moving and working.
Yeah.
That's about it, and getting ready to do more things. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But put in chat, tell us what you guys have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Has Bernie been in your neck of the woods yet? I would like to know.
Mm-hmm.
This is
He was just in Fresno. Yesterday?
was it?
Yeah.
Oh well, so
But not I think because he's on his way to the California Democratic Convention is this weekend, which is we were going to mention that. So Bernie was there. So he's in California for that, but it's in Southern California.
no. All right. Well, good.
And interestingly enough, Elizabeth Warren and Biden, neither of them are there. California is huge for anybody running for president, and Liz and Biden are not around, and so Bernie's there. And of course, I was reading, and this is an Associated Press article that I read about talking about that and saying, oh well, maybe it'll give other candidates like Bernie Sanders an advantage that the two front runners aren't there. And I just like the narrative that continues to be spun about the reality of who the front runner is maddening, but interesting. Not interesting that Warren is not there. I would think that she would try to get whatever attention that she can, but maybe she is taking some flack from her continued flip-flopping on Medicare for All, which is happening. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Doesn't surprise me that Biden's not there. He didn't come for the last one either.
So we've got some, was it Dana in chat talking about Cenk pushing establishment line, so we expect him to be establishment-y. And
they were talking pro on Warren. He's not quite centrist. But he's definitely not full burner.
have we seen it?
He feels owned in some way. I'm not exactly sure.
Does he have a platform yet?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what his platform is. And
But
why he's doing
he endorsed he and Anna endorsed Bernie this week.
Well, you would think
prior.
that.
So I think that it's going to definitely be a Bernie platform.
That's
But
fine
it's
with me.
it's for the House position that Katie Hill is vacating. She resigned, and she's a lawmaker. One of the more progressive ones who has just had some revenge porn aimed at her, and she had to resign, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So.
Jim, you're hearing a 60 hertz noise. Well, that's low, and I have no idea what that is. Everybody else hearing it? I mean, the computer's right over here, but it's really more of a high-end sound, a higher pitch.
Yeah. Dennis says is thanking me for taking you to the barber.
I saw that. yeah. If you didn't notice the hairs,
He's due for a haircut. We've been busy. So.
Well, yeah, and thank you, Willow. First of all, the move, I had to finally got all my stuff from Albany, Oregon. There was a lot of mail there, and that included some gifts. One of them was from Willow, a supporter in Vermont, and this is the Bernie shirt. This is the baseball shirt, and so I really want to thank her for that. The back of that shirt is, where we got the semi-butt shot here. There you go. I really like it. It's a great shirt. It's soft.
Yeah.
It feels like pajamas. You guys know I like to wear pajamas.
And this is the view. So this is the view looking south off of our front porch. To his right is the ocean, and this is just looking south over the Santa Cruz Mountains.
It's nice. It certainly reminds you every moment you look out your windows what a beautiful planet we have for a while more. So it's nice.
We figure we'll have a great view of the apocalypse from up here.
We will. Come join us.
Yeah. Got lots of room.
Come gather round. We'll be here.
Yeah.
Make it stop. What? What? Oh, it's coming. So other people can hear it. There's. We got noise coming through.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna let me listen to the feed playback.
Well, put on the headphones. If we got noise coming through, you know. Hang on. Yeah, don't know. So I'm not seeing anything or hearing anything, honestly. I'm killer microphones.
Here, hold on. Let me do something.
Put on the headphones. If we got noise coming through. I don't hear it in there either.
I can hear
It's
high
fan
pitch.
noise.
I can hear noise. It's a fan. Yeah, it sounds like a fan.
It's just fan noise.
Yeah.
And I can bring it down. Bring the volume down just to there. Let me cut it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing really we can do about it right now. I have to get a different setup for all of this because it's closer. The computer's right here. We're in the garage I was before. It was quite a bit away. And with Laura right here, we have to come up with a different mic situation than what we are. But it's really not a priority right now. And so I apologize for the quality of this. We've got other things that are more important, like the work that we're doing. And I'm trying to get more back involved with the Shahid Buttar campaign and do more work there with video and whatnot. So I'm really focused there right now because we want to do shows from CCTV in Salem and from Etheric Studios when we get that going in January. I really don't want to do a lot from here right now because we don't have the setup that we need to really do this well.
Right.
It's a big open room, and we just don't have a good setup here. Even if we get things set up in Etheric, then my hope is that next year we're doing shows out of there with a real studio setup. So.
Okay, Bill Roberts says, "Let's get real. That sound is not annoying and overpowering." Yay! I'll turn down the gain a little bit. Just for...
All right. Yeah, I did. I turned down the.
Yeah.
I turned down things, so it shouldn't be that bad right now.
Okay.
And yeah.
So how's Shahid doing? He's doing great.
Yeah. It looks like he's doing. It looks like he's doing really well.
Yeah.
The campaign's kicking. There's just they moved to a bigger platform, a organizing platform, so that they could do more. It seems just like Slack.
Mm-hmm. He's been getting some good endorsements. He's been right there on every issue, and really been amazing to watch. His volunteer group is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been. Wow, that really kicked down. Something was making a lot more noise than it was before because that really kicked down. Now I know. I think I'm actually quiet.
I turned the. You
turned this gain down?
I turned the gain down a little bit.
Okay.
Don't touch the buttons, Laura.
Don't touch the buttons.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah. Well, now all right. So, anyway, bottom line is this isn't going to be how we're doing things in the future. This is just temporary. So what else do you want to talk about in California?
What else? So Adriel Hampton is running for California governor in 2022. I mentioned that before. This was in response to Facebook's saying that they would allow political candidates to run quote quote false ads. So he says, well, I'm going to become a political candidate so that I can post false ads, and he actually filed to run for governor in 2022, California governor, against Gavin Newsom, and has been garnering tons of attention for this. He's been everywhere. He's globally interviewed or whatever. So it's been a very interesting exercise in viral social media commentary like this, similar to what he masterminded for Mike Gravel's campaign. So that's what's new with our friend Adriel. What did I have next?
Let's see. Yeah, sorry, I'll put everything back.
Oh, there we go. The California Democratic Convention is this weekend down in Long Beach. It's not. I was hoping it was going to be in San Francisco again, so we might have a chance to go. But at this point, it's evidently just so nasty down there. They've really, it's really been crazy. And I haven't had a chance to go check David Hildebrand's feed, but he's been reporting from there. And there's just the establishment Dems that are trying to hold control of the Democratic Party here in California are really having a rough go up against some of the more vocal progressives, such as Maria Estrada, who was actually recently assaulted. I'm not even sure what the context of it was, but they were the person who assaulted her was not admonished or anything. So it's it'll be interesting to see the reports coming back from it. In fact, it might be nice next weekend to have maybe see if we can get David to come on and give us a report on what happened there, because it's really indicative of what is happening at that level in the in the Democratic Party in California, and leading up to the primaries. That's concerning.
I don't have a problem doing that as long as we can. So I'm reframing everything so I can look at chat at the same time. More changes during the live show, everybody.
Yeah.
Just pretty typical. So yeah, we could do that. Get things ready. Oz might be able to facilitate better, though. I want to thank Oz for taking over the Progressive Oregon show and doing the production and streaming there with Larry Taylor, because they've been doing big things, and it's really been awesome. Now I can look at the chat, and I have the slides up. Look at
Well
that.
done.
Thank you.
I knew you could do it.
Thank you. Yeah. So I don't know how the mic volume is, though. I know I'm low and far away. I'd have to get over here. Like I said, it's just not a good setup. So we'll get that fixed. Promise we'll get that fixed. Yeah. The Adriel Hampton thing. He's
Is
the right guy for it.
Austin was just asking, is Newsom a progressive? No.
No.
He makes progressive noises, and he does pass liberal legislation, but he is related to Nancy Pelosi, and he has been in the heart of the elite Democrat class for quite some time. So he's not the worst we could have, but he's certainly, I wouldn't call him progressive.
No. What do you mean, Jill? We've talked about other things besides dealing with tech issues. We've covered some serious, in-depth things. Deer and...
Banana slugs, and that they poop?
Right.
Come on.
Actually, what I have been seeing of the Bernie campaign, I will say, looks like he's on fire.
Yeah.
And racking up the endorsements, and nobody.
Well, his
understands,
veterans
so.
legislation that he announced on Veterans Day, and he hasn't. What was the one he just did something? Oh, the Green New Deal thing with AOC on Thursday. Yeah, just two major things in 1 week. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, he's on fire.
Progressive noises. Nice. KDM is a racket. Yeah, that's a big bunch of shit.
Yeah.
We need to get some people on that. But the
Yeah.
only way to change it is from the PCP level, the precinct committee officer or person in California, and that's
And there are more and more of them there.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting. They were having a big presentation on PG&E, and a guy from the local Santa Cruz for Bernie group, who's going to be applying to be a delegate, got in and managed to turn out all the lights in the auditorium while the presentation was going on, and I guess the discussion continued in the dark, which he thought was pretty fitting. And that leads into my next thing. I had the big pressure on PG&E, the big outages that we had a couple of weeks ago. Millions of people out for days at a time to prevent fires. Now the fog has come back and the weather has cooled, so I think the fire season hopefully is winding down, and we haven't had any more outages, knock wood, since we moved up into one of the areas that is heavily affected by them.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of talk, a lot of pressure on, again, Gavin Newsom, governor, to work out a way to purchase PG&E for the state to make it a publicly owned utility, which it certainly should be. It has managed to enrich its shareholders and its CEOs with millions and millions of dollars while not keeping up with infrastructure. We've got some of the fires are started by old telephone poles or power poles that are 100 years old. That's ridiculous. And we see every day we're walking down on supposedly modern California industrial street and seeing just spaghetti, a plate full of spaghetti in the air and on lines and power lines and stuff like that. It's insane.
Oh,
So.
I wish we had that picture.
Oh, I can throw it. I've got it. I can throw it. I'll throw it in.
Yeah.
You talk and I will find it.
I love what I just put up. What Melissa said there. PG&E should be taken over by the state of California. I agree.
Yeah.
The entire energy grid needs to be nationalized, and energy should be a free public utility in the United States of America, one of the wealthiest country in the world. So yeah, I mean, absolutely, energy should be free as soon as we turn it into renewable energy, right? And all we would pay for or we would be taxed for the maintenance of that grid, the new system. That's what it should be, right? We need to get there. We need to get there. Utilities and resources need to be nationalized. Exactly, Louis. Exactly. It's a modern country. We shouldn't be privatizing any of that shit.
Okay, slide 9.
Slide 9. This is a great shot. Where were we? I don't even remember.
This is the street right behind our office. We were walking back to our car at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. We
is.
just looked at that. I said, look at that. That's a mess.
It is.
That's an absolute mess. This is the best we can do in 2019. So.
Yeah. Bill Roberts says he gets down when he sees polls continually placing Bernie. Yeah, no, we can't believe any of that shit. They're going to do everything they can. And more and more people see that. I mean, it's not like it was in 2016, right, Bill?
Yeah.
It's way.
Yeah. Well, consider the polls, consider who they're polling, and the samples. First of all, they're voting likely voters, which are people who've been on the voting rolls for a long time and voted in every election, and that is not the majority of people out there that we can influence. I think we need to look at the 40% or the 50% or the 60% that don't vote. That's our sweet spot.
Right.
I think.
Right.
So, and the polls, and there are, and the most recent Reuters one had him tied for first with Biden, with Biden.
Oh yeah.
At 19%, and Biden is not. They're not. He's definitely not who the corporate Dems are pushing anymore. And it's switching back and forth between Warren and Buttigieg, and who's at 6%.
Nobody has a chance.
And then they put him. Oh, and then they were pushing a poll the other day that showed Buttigieg in first, but the poll was, who is your second choice? It was one of.
What did you read? This morning about the KDM convention where AP was just kind of like.
That's what I was talking about. The narrative, like, not having the two front runners there is going to give an advantage to other people like Bernie Sanders.
Right, but they didn't even mention that it was the KDM convention. It was a group of enthusiastic Democrats.
Oh yeah, it made it sound like Woodstock or something like a big a rave party or something like that. A bunch of Democrats are getting together in California. They're having their convention. They're having their nominating convention, is what's going on. Or is it the organizing one? I think it's the nominating one though.
Barbara. Wow, that pic reminds me of how a third world country like country like America.
Yeah.
We're totally a third world country these days.
Yeah.
Our internet is worse than most modern nations. Our education is worse. Everything is worse. Mm-hmm. Our infrastructure is worse. Our energy grid is worse. We are a third world nation. It's just that the income inequality and the bubbles make it seem otherwise, right? It's just amazing.
Well, I took this picture because we work for a wireless internet provider.
Right.
So this is a great image for like social media and stuff. It's like, cut the cord. You don't need a wire to.
I mean that's supporting power and all your cable and whatever not. And the reason this looks the way it does really is because this area is a high density industrial / residential / business / whatever we could.
A lot of these are duplexes back here, so you've got duplicate power runs.
Yep. Yeah. Everybody's got to have their individual lines. Also, something that wireless could take care of eventually.
Yes.
Wireless transmission of energy, but we'll talk about that. And I know some people are going to be like 5G, and it's going to mush our brains and whatnot. And we'll just say that so far so good.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it right now.
IRPH Gennaro Pornado, what do you think about the extreme right rise? I don't.
No, not anymore.
I really don't. It's like I'm going to focus on what I support, and I'm not paying attention. There's something about impeachment going on this week. I'm not paying attention to that either, because you know what? It's a big distraction, and it's a distraction from the shit we're doing like Bolivia,
Right.
and the shit we're doing in Chile. That's what's going on right now that we're not supposed to be paying attention to.
Right.
And if you think that Evo Morales was, doing something, underhanded and was rightfully removed, then think again. It was a coup d'état that was supported by the United States.
It was. Lawyers kind of pissed off about it.
Yeah, I am. Well, because our boss, his wife is from Chile, and so we've been very immersed in what's been going on there, and you haven't seen a lot of that on mainstream media, and the demonstrations there, and now to have this coup happen on a Sunday, on a holiday weekend in America where we might not notice,
Right.
Veterans Day of all things, and have the talking heads on mainstream media, all this, but he wasn't quite right, was he? He cheated, and it's like he won his election fair and square, and the awful woman who has announced herself president is. That's the type that really scares me. So maybe when you mean the rise of the far right, if that's what you're talking about, then yeah, that is scary.
Well, yeah, and I think I'm looking from comments here. They're talking about just everywhere. Europe, in Europe, you see a lot of nations really going far right, extreme, and we're helping them, right? We're helping them under the guise of providing support or squishing whatever. It's ridiculous, and it's the same thing we've always done. I mean, I remember the '80s when we were doing this in Central South America.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And now we're doing it in other places, and
we do it all the time.
Do it all the time.
Everywhere.
It's just.
Yeah, and Jilly says relieving half of poverty will not be tolerated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Rare earth wars. Yeah. Hey, everybody. We've got a lot of people here today. Hey, Justin Bryce. Nice to see you. Laura, the impeachment is a huge waste of time and will blow up the Dems.
Yes.
Space.
Right.
Yeah. I don't agree with Nancy Pelosi at all on anything, but the impeachment hearings as they are a complete fucking waste and not at all what we had in mind when we were like, we need to move towards impeachment. This is not, this circus is not.
And focusing only on the Ukrainian phone call as the reason for impeachment, because all the other impeachable offenses he would have done would implicate all kinds of corporate Dems and other people as well you can't go after them on that. Because they're all the same team, for fuck's sake.
Right. There, we talked a little bit about it. We can't say we didn't.
Yes, we did.
Super waste is wrong. Yeah, exactly, Trev. It's and I don't know. I still believe that even though governments are moving towards the right and you have groups of people on the right, I still believe the vast majority of the human population isn't that way. So I'm hoping if it comes down to numbers, we'll just be able to outnumber them in a Lord of the Rings type. One giant herd versus another giant herd.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I heard today they were talking about, somebody was questioning how Bernie Sanders could get Medicare for All legislation started during his, the very first thing, like his first month in office or whatever. And they're saying, how is he going to do that? And I said, well, he will go, our volunteers will go to all of the state legislatures and really pressure that vote. And if you've got people marching in the streets in every state, that's going to have some effect.
Yeah. And that's what's really happening right now. We've got people.
It's kind of what we expected Obama to do when he was elected. We expected that kind of, and then we didn't get it. So, but I think it's a difference.
I'll tell you this: had anything like what's happening with Bernie and the uprisings that we've had happened during Obama, I don't think people would have been ready. We weren't ready for it.
No.
We weren't ready.
No, we got Occupy during Obama. That's what was getting us ready.
Right.
That got us started. That woke everybody up. Started to wake everybody
up. I wasn't ready. I still had faith and hope in the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer have faith in the party power. I have faith in the party at the ground level, wherever it can make way. Right? It's like a cancer fighting to get back to the root tumor. and it's interesting
Mm-hmm.
how we're doing it. Not watching impeachment shit show. is really-
Yeah. Oh, and Jim, it costs 5 times more to recycle lithium than to dig up fresh. Guess what? .biz does. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's what Bolivia has is lithium.
Right.
You know, just the time where we're talking about what we're going to do to make this house energy independent, and it's going to involve it, batteries. I mean, the market for lithium batteries. So this all a big calculated business move, and I just think
Right.
we just got to stop doing that.
We can not do lithium batteries. We can do golf batteries, right? Golf cart batteries, old
Yeah.
style,
Yeah.
but they don't last as long. They don't keep as much charge, right? And you're replacing them. So now
Right.
you've got more waste. So
Yeah.
I hear you. There's new technologies, but in the end, we're gonna have to use what we have
Mm-hmm.
right now and recycle responsibly. It's like saying, we can't stop flying with airplanes in order to do what we need to do if that's the fastest way to get where we need to go. Sorry,
Mhm.
right? So that whole, well, Al Gore, that doesn't work. This is we are rooted in the infrastructure and technology that we have, and if we're going to make the change we need to make, we can't just give up all of that
Mhm.
and then go, well, how are we going to do it? How are we going to make way at all, right? It has to be It has to be a sweeping change, and it has to be led by our government, and that has to be us. So, not to get all big and huge on just the topic of that. But
Mhm.
yeah, back to banana slope.
Yeah.
Leave it to Pelosi to map out the weakest possible impeachment plan. Right, Bill.
Yeah.
I mean, she said, "Oh, you want impeachment? Okay, we'll do it my way."
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like Elizabeth Warren's Medicare for All plan in 3 years, and in 3 years she'll put something that absolutely will not pass, and then she'll say, "Well, I tried. I did exactly what I said."
Right.
And
But
that's like no.
Yeah, but this weakens Shahid's fuel because they've done impeachment, right? It's
He's
just
got-
been worthless.
He's
right?
got plenty more. I
Yeah,
feel.
he's snowballing right now, so
Yeah.
it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to getting back in with that. Making property from war and healthcare and education legal again. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Staying protesters using handheld laser pointers. I saw that.
Oh,
That
that's
was really
cool. How does that how does that take down a drone? How does a handheld laser pointer?
I'm guessing if you're shooting a bunch of lasers at it.
I mean, they're not like phaser lasers; they're just light, right? I wonder
yeah,
if does
but
it.
it might. No, they're not. They're not damaging it, but
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Maybe it just messes with the RF signal and the thing doesn't
Oh,
know what
yeah.
to do. Maybe they overheat it. They're still gonna have some heat. So let's look at it. I saw that. That was cool. What is the science behind that working?
Yeah. Somebody explain.
We do have lasers now that you can buy that do pop balloons and shit like that. So,
Really?
and we can make them stronger.
Mhm.
That's we have China has produces a laser gun designed to cook people's skin. Basically, it's
Ew.
for a crowd. It's supposedly a non-lethal weapon, but if you hit somebody in the eyeball, But yeah, they sell this is part of when we were talking about printed guns. This
Oh,
is one
yeah.
of the things
Yeah.
you can get the blueprint for that. Star Wars, just not in what we wanted it to be. Anyway, what else are we going to talk about? We had other pictures, right? Here's bread.
Oh yeah.
There will be bread.
Wait. Oz says if you want to make your house energy independent, just feed John lots of beans. Ew.
Nice.
Raw broccoli.
Yeah, let's not do the broccoli. This house is wonderfully insulated. We appreciate that, and we're in an interesting pocket. But we do need solar. We need the batteries. We're on propane right now, which is not what we want to be on, but it's what everybody up here uses because that's what you got.
Mhm.
I mean, so we are in a place where we can invest in solar and stuff like that and put it on the property, and they'll be cool with that, and that's our intention. And fixed wireless has no problem running on battery and or solar power, unlike cable. Right? Cable relies on being able to boost that transmission everywhere it goes. Fixed wireless, it just needs the radio, it's pushing it once it gets to a major data center, and the fact that it can, if one part of the mesh is down, it can just push to another part of the mesh. See, so there, I got in the etheric plug. While we're looking at the bread picture, it's perfect. Here, wait, let's go back to the wires picture. Okay. And then now we'll go back to the bread picture.
Okay.
There we go.
So this is the bread that's proving right now in the kitchen, and it's going to be delicious.
Proving.
It's proving.
It is. It's the no need holiday bread in King Arthur Flour's website, and I've been wanting an opportunity to do this. It will be going in the Lodge Pot Dutch oven, and it should be very yummy.
Yeah, Jim Lockett, propane and propane accessories.
That's right. My name is Hank Hill.
Well, we are king. You are king of the hill. You are at the top of the hill.
It's true. Well, and it was Lloyd that sold us the...
Right. Yeah, there you go.
Laura knows friends in the fossil fuel industry.
Mhm.
That's, I hate to say that.
Got a hell of a deal on our propane, so.
Yeah. All right. So, what else we got to talk about? That's that. There's the bread. Here, I want to just show you this picture of work, so you guys understand. This is this is our homework for the weekend from work because we don't do enough for them during the week.
Uh-huh.
It's the coolest company to work for because it's 33 people. 33 people.
And most of them are engineers.
Yeah. Or uber nerdy. Right?
Yeah, this is about an hour conversation that is, we probably shouldn't say what it's for. It probably
No,
would be proprietary.
This, if anybody can figure out what we're doing here with this, you're amazing. But
Yeah.
there's two separate thoughts on this board, and they both lead to homework, basically. And so that's, I love it because that's the kind of stuff I like to do, is solve problems. And you know, Laura loves it because it's not her problem at the moment. It's my problem. So.
Laura's getting anxious to do what Laura does, but we need a lot of infrastructure. And I need, as I said in our meeting yesterday, I need some bricks to start building things. So
Right.
we've been building the bricks, and it's all muddy and straw and everything.
Right.
And Oz, our internet is good. We were one of maybe, I don't know how many customers we had. We were going to look that up, how many come off of our little tower, which is on a barn on a hillside across the valley from us.
We can do that. We have to find the place in Reporter where it shows how. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've.
So it's good.
It's a lot to know about.
No, it's very good. Better than the Comcast we had back in Scotts Valley.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Our introduction to the company was little more than being tossed in a pond. Let's see if they swim. And then it was like we came up for air. And by the way, we're marketing. And they're like, oh, come here. Let's. You know.
we put a big bowl of candy in our office, and that was a really good groundbreaker. We discovered that nobody likes Starburst except Gus.
That's true. That's true. Yes, they are, Julie Love.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else do we got? Nothing. Go back to the
No.
main slides. New shows in the works. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's thank everybody. So thank Oz for running the Progressive Oregon show. Thank
Yay.
you, everybody who continues to support for whatever reason it is, because it's obviously not the quality of this show or anything we're doing between us right now.
But we have people who are interested in doing shows. We have that fellow we're going to talk about next week who is interested in doing a progressive California.
Andrew Becker.
Yeah.
You guys remember we had Andrew Becker on, at least on the Progressive Oregon show. I don't know if we had him for other things.
I think on Progorian.
All right. Anyway, he was on the rules committee of the Sacramento Dams?
Yeah, I think he's, yes.
Sacramento Dams?
Hold on.
Anyway, he's got some parliamentary procedure Jedi knowledge, and he was very intrigued by what Larry was doing with the parliamentary procedure stuff. Larry is now Larry the White, after being Larry the Gray. He has graduated with full Grand Poobah awards from the parliamentary folks, and so he is just rocking it there. And we thank Larry for doing that. And anyway, so back to Andrew Becker. He wants to do a show.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Progressive
would be great
California,
for Progressive
maybe.
California,
Yeah. He
And
was in Eugene, and now he's in Sacramento.
So there we go. And that would be fantastic to have it. So we may get that kicked up here, and that would be great.
So, yeah, because we got 2020 coming up, man. So
We're-
our feeling is that things are going to kind of cruise in through the holidays, and then come January, boom, because that's when the primaries start.
Yes, boom. So we will be ready to go. We will be ready to help. And as you continue to mention that I have to remember, once people are through the primaries, we're down to
Yes.
the real core there. So.
Yes, so we might not be doing as many We the Peoples as we had. We have so many progressive candidates, but might be better, more useful for us to do people who get through their primaries and are going to the general, because that's really that they're the ones who have show a really good chance. Yeah, if they made it through their primaries and they're going to the general. So as the primaries hit and progressive candidates emerge from that, we're going to be hoping to get those on We the People.
Yeah.
And others as well. We've got a few people that we kind of left high and dry when we precipitatively pulled the plug and moved. So just stay tuned for that. And we're keeping our hand with the Shahid campaign, and of course following what goes on with Bernie. And hopefully we'll be doing lots of Bernie stuff when he starts focusing on California.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Yes. That's the goal.
Yes. I'm
And
excited
to
about
possibly go there live and just do like interviews on the street with people and things like that. That's
Melissa
Okay.
asks, are you guys up for streaming progressive shows from other states if someone wants to host it? Well, we've been asked that before. All we need is someone to actually come up and say they want to host it. So I guess we will see.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a process and work involved and that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're interested in doing those things, yeah, reach out, info@uphillmedia.org, and let us know what state and what you have in mind, and we'll talk. Why not? You know?
Oz says, share the wealth. Oz could do some We the Peoples for you. Yes, he can.
There you go.
Okay, we'll talk. We're having a planning meeting this week, right?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So we'll figure out what to do, and that might actually be great to have
Yeah.
somebody else on the controls. Thinking.
We do
All right.
work from home on Tuesdays and Thursdays, though. So we do have, once things settle in, which feels like they are,
Yeah.
we'll talk.
All right. Well, cool. All right, we're gonna get. There's no song. We're just here, just doing this. Big thanks to everybody. We're done. I don't think it was. Yeah. That's it. Back to the cover. The deer.
No song?
I mean,
We don't have anything. You don't have
I've
anything?
got. The thing is, I got Cheeto Christ. I don't know how that applies. I have other things, but I really don't know that. The Bees install. One called Delaney Bood. I don't even know what that is. See, I just have these little chunks of stuff in here.
Yeah.
Shahid discussing stuff. I don't know. Some of this stuff is really old. I didn't plan to do an out song. I do have something. I got Life on Earth, but that's depressing. There's the Gil Scott Heron one. We could.
Oh,
run that.
yeah. Do that one. I like that
Okay.
one.
Let's see.
Yeah, and Melissa, show next week. Yeah, as long as we're around, we're clear on Saturdays now. So,
Yeah, we can do that. Show next week. Sorry, now I gotta like find the audio channel and make it go. This is terrible. Apologies, everybody. All right. So, yeah, we're in La Honda now. We should tell them about La Honda city limits too. One thing we are gonna do for real is as soon as we get the garage cleaned out, I just tell everybody this while we get things going, is that we're gonna do we're gonna have a band called La Honda City Limits just because that's a cool name for a band. But then we're gonna do a show called La Honda City Limits, like Austin City Limits used to be, out of our garage because it's the perfect place to do it. And we're gonna get all the eclectic, interesting people in La Honda to come up and play with us and do songs, and
including
stuff.
Neil Young.
Including Neil Young, who lives somewhere around
He lives
here. but
around here.
shh, don't tell him.
Don't tell him.
If he finds out that we know that he lives around here, he'll be all mad and he
Yeah.
won't come up and say hi. So.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, thank you, Barbara.
oh, thanks, Barb. It's good to see you too.
Yes, we're back.
I see all your stuff on Facebook. I just don't engage much in Facebook anymore. I don't know why. Just, blah.
He just puts up with it when I tag him and things.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, Melissa, that is a picture of, the hill just below our place. This was Thursday when the fog came in. All the deer seem to lose their legs when the fog comes in. So they were all just rolling around on the ground. I'm just kidding. They were sleeping.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm queued up.
Okay,
It's either going to run or not. Ready? Bye, everybody.
bye. We'll see you next week.
And I repeat again, what's wrong with this nation and what's at issue at this particular point in our history is not the fact that the American people have lost faith and trust in its leaders, but the very simple fact that over the last 20 years, up to today, the American leadership has not demonstrated, has not had the faith and trust in the American people. And had that faith and trust and straightforwardness been present, this nation would not be in the mess it's in today.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nub. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Keys, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning.
We can return this system of government to the town meeting, the process where everybody gets involved, where the people who make policy are the people who suffer policy. That's a very important facet.
The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
The idea that resistance would be reduced to a hashtag is very offensive to me.